Hey, Raiders fans! We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. Whispers have begun circulating around the NFL community, and they're getting louder with each passing day. During a recent interview that many expected to be standard media fodder, Davante Adams dropped a few lines that have stirred the pot and sent fans and analysts into a frenzy when asked about his current mindset and reflections on his move from the Las Vegas Raiders. Adams let slip a carefully worded yet telling phrase, "I've definitely had moments where I looked back and thought maybe things could have gone different." That seemingly offhand remark has snowballed into full-blown speculation. What did he mean by that? Could one of the league's elite wide receivers actually be regretting his departure from Vegas? Adams is known for being calculated in his speech, rarely one to toss out careless thoughts. So, when a player of his stature hints at second thoughts, it doesn't go unnoticed. The internet, sports talk shows, and social media exploded with theories. Was it about the coaching changes, the quarterback carousel, the lack of playoff contention, or perhaps, just maybe, a desire to rekindle a connection with a team that, despite its flaws, gave him a unique platform? The notion of regret is a powerful one in the world of professional sports. For Davante Adams, a player who left the Green Bay Packers in search of new challenges and autonomy with the Raiders, such an admission, no matter how subtly phrased, signals more than just nostalgia. It reflects a deeper sentiment. When he left Green Bay, many assumed it was to reunite with college teammate Derek Carr and assume a bigger leadership role. But Carr's exit after just one season, followed by instability at quarterback and a changing coaching staff, altered the entire landscape of the Raiders franchise. Adams found himself in a tumultuous environment, far from the stability and offensive consistency he enjoyed with Aaron Rodgers. Regret in this context might not stem from a lack of personal success. Adams still produced top-tier numbers, but from the realization that the foundation he built his decision on crumbled far quicker than anticipated. When a player's vision of a dream scenario turns out to be anything but, introspection naturally follows. And for someone as driven and methodical as Adams, that introspection may now be bubbling to the surface. There's also the matter of legacy. Davante Adams is not just playing to rack up yards or touchdowns, he's building a Hall of Fame resume. He's chasing greatness, relevance, and championships, and in Las Vegas, despite individual brilliance, team success has been scarce. A wide receiver's legacy is often intertwined with playoff performances, iconic catches in January, and Super Bowl moments. With the Raiders, those opportunities have been few and far between. So when Adams speaks of thinking things could have gone different, perhaps he's evaluating not just the Raiders' shortcomings, but the long-term implications on his career arc. After all, wide receivers are often at the mercy of quarterback play and offensive schemes. When that chemistry isn't right, or worse, in constant flux, it can diminish even the most talented players' impact. Adams may be wondering if staying with Rodgers or even seeking a team with more stability might have kept him more prominently in the championship conversation. That line of thinking is only natural, especially for a competitor of his caliber. And if regret has crept in, it's likely tied as much to missed potential as it is to loyalty misaligned. One can't help but recall the headlines back when Adams chose the Raiders over staying in Green Bay. He spoke then of wanting to be closer to family, of taking on a new challenge, and of his belief in Derek Carr as a quarterback. But what happens when the centerpiece of that vision, Carr, is no longer there? The front office's decisions clearly blindsided Adams, who voiced his disappointment publicly when Carr was released. It was a rare moment of vulnerability and candidness from the typically poised star. Since then, the Raiders' quarterback room has resembled a revolving door. Stability, the cornerstone of any championship-caliber team, has been lacking. Adams may not have said it outright, but his recent words hint at a feeling that the organization may have sold him a vision that wasn't sustainable. The promise of building something special turned into a constant reboot. For someone who craved control and clarity, that shifting foundation must feel disorienting. It's not hard to see how this all adds up to regret, not just of leaving Green Bay, but of stepping into a situation where his influence may have been overstated or misunderstood. It's worth noting that Adams has never demanded a trade publicly. He's continued to perform at an elite level, showing professionalism and poise even as chaos swirled around him. But sometimes silence says more than words. The absence of enthusiasm the lukewarm endorsements of the team's direction, and now this cryptic reference to regret all suggest a man who's wrestling with the weight of past decisions. It's not about blaming others, but about acknowledging miscalculations. Adams, like any elite athlete, likely believed he could overcome any obstacle, elevate any offense, and shine no matter the circumstances. But the NFL is a team game, and when systems fail, even the brightest stars can flicker. His recent tone less fiery, more reflective signals a shift. Perhaps he's no longer fighting to fix things, but quietly assessing his options. It wouldn't be surprising if behind the scenes, conversations are already being had, whether with his agent, trusted confidants, or front offices around the league. The seeds of change may already be planted. Rumor or not, the smoke round Adams' comments is growing too thick to ignore, of course. Timing is everything. With the NFL entering a phase of off-season moves and training camp optimism, these kinds of statements don't just slip out. Adams is media savvy. He knows the weight his words carry. So when he allows a quote like this to reach the public, it's calculated. It might be a gentle nudge to the Raiders' front office, a message cloaked in plausible deniability, or it could be a breadcrumb to other teams, subtly signaling openness to a fresh start. The trade deadline might be months away, but conversations and groundwork often begin long before. Teams in need of a dominant W or one like the Jets, Ravens, or even the Cowboys would be wise to keep their ears to the ground. Adams may not be openly asking out, but there's a growing sense that the door is cracked open. If the Raiders struggle out of the gate again, and if the internal dynamics remain in flux, a mid-season shift may not be out of the question. Sometimes regret isn't just a feeling, it's a catalyst, and in Adams' case, that catalyst might soon lead to serious movement behind the scenes. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders, and don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Interestingly, some insiders have begun piecing together clues that further fuel the speculation. Observers at recent Raiders workouts noted that Adams' body language seemed different, still focused, but distant. There were fewer interactions with coaches, less vocal presence in huddles. To casual fans, these moments might mean little, but to those who followed Adams closely throughout his career, they're subtle red flags. This is a player who has always led by example, who prides himself on setting the tone. If that fire appears dimmed, it might reflect more than fatigue. It could point to disconnection. Furthermore, his social media activity, often a barometer for modern athletes, moods has shifted. Posts have been more introspective, with cryptic captions and nostalgic throwbacks to his Green Bay days. One post in particular, featuring a picture of him and Rodgers with the caption "Some bonds never break," sent fans into overdrive. These aren't coincidences. They're part of a larger mosaic that, when viewed as a whole, suggests a man who is emotionally torn. While nothing is definitive yet, the whispers are turning into roars. Something is brewing, and it's only a matter of time before it surfaces. All this raises a critical question. What does Davante Adams want now? The NFL landscape is always evolving, and player priorities shift with age, experience, and circumstances. At 32, Adams is entering the twilight of his prime. He's still elite, still dominant, but the window for competing at the highest level is closing. That urgency may be coloring his perspective. Regret, in this sense, might not be solely about the Raiders or Green Bay. It might be about time, about legacy, about maximizing the remaining years. If Adams feels the Raiders are no closer to contending than when he arrived, it's only natural he'd begin weighing alternatives. Could a return to Green Bay be possible? Highly unlikely, given the team's current youth movement. But what about a contender with cap space and a need for a proven playmaker? The Eagles, the Bills, the Chiefs. Each presents different dynamics, but all offer what the Raiders currently lack: a clear path to the postseason and a stable quarterback situation. If Adams is truly looking for redemption or resolution, those teams might hold the answers. The clock is ticking and Adams knows it. In the end, this isn't just about one player's potential regret. It's about the broader reality of the NFL, a league where stars are constantly navigating loyalty, ambition, and circumstance. Davante Adams made a bold choice in leaving a perennial contender for a team in transition. At the time, it made sense. It aligned with personal goals, relationships, and a belief in a shared vision. But visions change, situations evolve, and when the reality fails to meet expectations, reflection follows. Adams' recent comments, no matter how guarded, reflect that process. He may never fully admit to regret, pride, professionalism, and public image will likely prevent a full confession. But the signs are there: the pause before answering, the careful choice of words, the shifting demeanor. All these things combine to form a picture of a man reevaluating his path. Whether that leads to a dramatic trade request or a quiet recommitment remains to be seen, but the stage is set. And the spotlight is once again on Davante Adams, not just for what he does on the field, but for the choices he may soon make off it. Football, after all, is as much about timing as talent. Until then, the rumors will only intensify. Every post, every interview, every sideline exchange will be dissected. The NFL rumor mill never sleeps, and with a name like Davante Adams in the mix, it spins even faster. Fans of the Raiders are undoubtedly hoping this is all noise-manufactured drama in the dog days of summer, but seasoned observers know better. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Adams may not be angling for an exit just yet, but he's definitely not shutting the door on that possibility. And the fact that he's even entertaining second thoughts speaks volumes. As teams prepare for the season ahead, expect front offices to monitor this situation closely. All it takes is one phone call, one conversation, to change everything. For now, Adams remains a Raider, but in today's NFL, permanence is an illusion. Relationships shift, agendas realign, and stars find new skies if this regret turns into action. We might be witnessing the beginning of yet another high-profile NFL saga, one that could reshape multiple franchises and redefine the final chapters of Davante Adams' legendary career. Stay tuned. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.